Dude, I woke up some heat because our friend Mr. Joseph Rogan, who we'll see this Saturday, was on a podcast. He was his podcast, explaining that Kamala Harris has been, going on this semi-media tour. No one's really paying attention to her anymore, thank God. But she was saying how Rogan was difficult to work with. She tried making it work. He wouldn't have her on.
That's not true.
Well, Rogan came out and was like, I have receipts. We've tried many a times to make it work. And then she wanted to give him 40 minutes. We had to come to DC. He's like, this has to be open forum. His goal was to do
40 minutes.
Good luck. His goal was to, and also you need him.
She was afraid.
Of course, she would have ate shit. It was a blessing.
It was a huge error by her campaign, and they've acknowledged it.
But they haven't.
Well, the press has.
They haven't. Right? Okay. Her campaign has not.
Yeah.
But Rogan's goal was to do Trump and her the same day and release at the same time. Go, you guys decide. But she decided not to do it. Now she's like, well, can we make Saturday work? And he goes, I'll do it anytime you want. 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 8 a.m. I just have to be wrapped by 11. I'll do it later that day if you want to do 5, 7, midnight, whenever you want on Saturday. I'll make it work. I'll whatever you want to do. But I flew in 3 of my best friends from California. I have to do Fight Companion. And I'm not going to tell them no because you want to do it during that time.
Wow.
So people online are like, oh, Rogan chose Callan and Schaub over Kamala.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
That's also why he's so successful. Because all of you would have got down on your knees and sucked her asshole just to get an interview.
And by the way, remember, when we were on the podcast, we said, like I said, you want to have her on? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'll just, sorry, guys.
You have a throat problem.
Yeah, I'm just thirsty. Can I get some water, my love? He said, I'll do whatever she wants. If they don't want me to ask questions, I won't. They want a time limit. He made it so obvious that he wanted to just talk to her and see what she's like as a person. And in my private conversations, he said that.
And even in our private conversations and on live on air, I went, no chance she comes on. She can't handle 3 hours. She would get absolutely destroyed because she has to show her true colors. She would never do it.
She knew.
Now they're acting like the victim. But Rogan also said her team thought she could win no matter if she did it or not. Hey, guys, I tell you, she wouldn't have won if she went on Rogan, Jimmy Kimmel.
That's true.
It does not, the armchair expert, Dak Shepard, it does not matter. She sucks cock.
No, so part of it is our political process where I didn't actually know. You ever notice how all these Democrats are like a yes to child transitions, yes to taxpayers paying for transitions in jail for criminals and illegal immigrants. You know why they do that? Because the people, these super PACs that get together, like the trans people, they say you need to, like, that's why with abortion, can somebody have an abortion at 9 months? And they say, yes, I support a woman's choice to choose, even though they don't believe that.
Choice.
Because you will not get elected because those small minorities create a lot of noise. Chaos. And they create they have a lot of money.
Yeah, those days are done.
They can make or break.
Somewhere there, snip, snip. Gay Pride Month.
That's why all those groups start losing their power, though.
Oh yeah.
Now all of them are like, hey, you trans Nazis, like you gender crazies who are talking about, I mean, they did the far left. They're like, get the fuck out of my office because they realized they got burned. It didn't work. Yeah, didn't work.
Yeah.
Now all the
could have told you that.
Yeah, they're like making the border like basically open borders. Yeah. They're like, get the fuck out of here.
It's been a disaster. Thank God it changed.
Well, this USAID shit. I mean, I don't think people realize even the Biden administration, the Government Accounting Office, even the Biden administration and the New York Times acknowledge that the 70 or so government programs overpaid or there were irregular payments or the money's got by $236 billion.
Which is
in the grand scheme that's a sixth of the entire US GDP in 2023.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. So there's no accountability. It's been grift and theft.
It was so weird too. It'd be like pro-transgender club in Nigeria. 200 million.
That little stuff is, I don't even care about that. It's the larger thing.
But you look at all the donations.
A $300 million power plant that never got used.
Wild. Yeah. It's just money laundering.
Yeah.
The highest level.
So I didn't look too much into this article. I popped up earlier today, but it was like a new one that said, Trump will now be banning, females from participating in male sports and males from participating in female sports. But I didn't get to the grit of it. What is going to denote female versus male?
Your birth certificate. If you're born a man, you have to compete as a man. If you're born a female, you got to compete as a female.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you change it when you're 16 or you have horrible parents with mental disorders and they encourage you to change your gender, you're not going to compete.
Well,
And here's the other thing. So now I was like, that's a fun headline. It's really not that big of a problem.
right.
It's really not. Like they'll run on it and it's this huge issue and you think in high schools and all this shit. And
Yeah.
like I talked to this teacher. I was like, I'll tell you what, they changed one of these rooms to one of those transgender rooms and make it a safe space for kids. I'm fucking out of here. And he goes, can I be honest with you? I've been a teacher for 30 years. I've never seen that.
yeah.
I go, really? He goes, not once.
Yeah.
It's really not. He goes, I know the media makes it seem like it's this big deal. He goes, I've never encountered
It's these
it once.
parents that have actually given their children puberty blockers and then cross-sex hormones and ruined them.
They should
for
be in
life.
prison.
They've ruined them for life.
should be in prison.
And these kids can never have an orgasm, or they can never have children. Or now this is criminal.
And their suicide
This-
rates through the roof
This is criminal.
when they get older.
And now these parents
Again,
are
it's
realizing
not
what
a
they've had
lot
to
of
do. They've realized what they have had to do. Now, can you imagine being a parent having to admit that you destroyed your child for life? Now, think about this.
So they double down.
They
on it.
double
They're like,
down.
no, there's nothing wrong. You're like, you know damn well it was wrong.
They double
you
down.
fucked up. I wanted
you
to
don't
be,
double down, you put a
I
gun
wanted to
in
be
your mouth.
RoboCop when I was a kid. Can you imagine if my dad was like, he identifies as RoboCop, we're going to chop his fucking arms off and put robotics
This is
on
how
him.
dumb they are.
When I'm 21, I looked at my dad and go, what the fuck, dude?
But these are how dumb these fuckers are. Then they're not just dumb, they're narcissists, and they wanted to be part of this thing.
They're minority, though. They're really not a problem. They're an idiot.
But a lot
It's
of them
not
are in
a problem.
LA. And a lot of them are
Yeah, it's not a
celebrities.
problem, though.
There was a really interesting, I saw like panel with Rob Schneider was on it. It was like at a college campus. And this guy came up and was like, I have a question for you. Like, I think trans should be allowed. I think trans should be taught in schools. I think all of this.
That's a gay man.
And Rob's response was, let me ask you a question. My 6-year-old comes up to me and says, I want to be a pirate. Should I cut his leg off?
Yeah.
And the kid was like, well, that's not the same. He goes, no, it's exactly
It's
the
exactly
same.
the same, yeah.
He's like, this is what I'm telling you.
Especially
like,
when
at
you
what
put
point-
this
But now
possibility
you're
in a
assuming
child's
all
mind.
pirates have one leg, which is...
That's-
But the main thing is that and
Cultural
psychiatrists
appropriation.
were talking about this. When you put this possibility in a child's mind, when you start to say that it's normal,
Oh, you know
that
how
there's
you can
nothing wrong,
sway little
you have,
kids?
You have
Oh
all
my
these
God.
girls especially, like with bulimia and anorexia, it becomes a social contagion. It becomes a mental contagion.
Also, don't you notice how many kids in entertainment, like the parents who are celebrities, how many kids they have that are transgender?
What a surprise.
Now, why do you think that is? That's being like, I need attention. Yep, look, transgender. Like, I'm part of it. That's all it is.
Jen, how many
You know the
celebrities have
percentage of
trans
your kid,
kids?
you know the chances, the percentage of your kid being transgenders? 0.001, and they just happen to be
0.001.
like 50% in Hollywood. You don't think there's an issue there?
Dwayne Wade, Cher,
This is
Tons.
Look at this.
Sting?
Well, what a surprise. Wait, go back. So we
Yeah,
got.
you can be a little weird when your parents are fucking super famous and they encourage us because it gets them attention.
Though? Isn't it a coincidence? It's like
How
how
weird is that?
interesting. How interesting that all of you have trans kids.
Angelina Jolie, fucking
Ali Sheedy.
MGK's girl that they broke up.
What a
at-
surprise. Warren Beatty. Wow, look at what happens in Hollywood. Look at this.
This is what happens when your kids hang around the parties and
Look at
doesn't have
this shit.
talent, so they need a way to stick out from the crowd.
I'm sorry, but can we just talk about the Grammys for a second and talk about it? It's unbelievable how many of these. It's unfucking real.
A lot of mental health issues there.
Look at this shit.
Jesus Christ.
Look at this. Look at what happens here. This is just unreal, man. Unfucking real.
I don't have any kids, but I think you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I would assume every parent wants the easiest route for their kid's life.
Look at this.
Normal parents do have a healthy mindset. The
Right.
ones that are constantly need attention and the limelight, they're going to push their kids into that because
mean-
it gets them attention.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. You think that you're gonna that's great. Enjoy this. And what a coincidence that all these fucking stars, all of them, have this. Look at this.
They can't give up the spotlight. Oh, look at me. Look
at how many
transgender
of
kid.
them.
Yeah. You never seen this?
No, I haven't. I think it's outrageous. Look at this. Are these all people with trans
transgender.
kids?
Yeah, man.
Look at this insanity.
Did I blow your
Hollywood.
mind or what?
It's great.
I blew your mind?
Hollywood. Oh my God. I'm just amazed.
Don't be transphobic, man.
No, it's just it's such a bummer.
They're trans and non-binary, so they're
non-binary. All right, if they're non-binary, it's fine as long as they haven't done a bunch of shit to their bodies. You go through your non-binary stage. God bless, all good. I don't give a fuck. But when you've lopped off parts of your body, when you've taken cross-sex hormones,
went to vim.com.
That's where you get your sources for trans kids.
Yeah, but